I think that worked. Yes. Oh, I should unlock it. All right. We're live. I'm gonna share this link. I'm gonna share it to my boy. Yeah, I'm live now. I'm gonna send it to my boy really quick. We're gonna back test. Can back test a little bit. Copy link. Just getting things ready. Okay. I sent it to him. All right. I'm gonna share my screen, and then kind of just gonna go over what's going on in the market at the moment. There's not a lot really going on as much right now, so I'm just gonna share my screen. I hope my screen is sharing. I think it is. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's sharing. Okay. So going back and looking at EJ swept through our stop loss and then quickly went our way and hit our take profit of a 966 ratio. That's a great trade. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to benefit from it because it came lower. What did it actually tap into? It tapped into this lower zone here, which is order block. So I think it came to this order block range and then went up from there. So if we go into like the 2 hour, this is gonna be uh, where it actually tapped into right here. That's okay. It is what it is. You know, this happens all the time in the market. It's gonna happen all the time. The strategy isn't gonna work 100% of the time. It is what it is. Okay, so if we go into indices, I want to run over. I want to kind of go over a trade that I took to profit on my account. So it was here actually. So if we go into the 15, and with indices, usually I'm I'm trading the lower time frames on indices, not too much of the higher time frames. For me, there's no need to because market open indices are the most volatile. So trading any other time of the day indices, it just doesn't make sense to me. Trading market open though, you're gonna get these huge fast pushes, and it's very very fast. So okay, so here we had a sweep, right, and we can see it took out a nice line of support. So if we take it from here to here, which is our mitigation range, and we take it on that 50%, also lining up with support, we can see that we actually got like a really nice entry right there for it to buy up. So I took my position here, long, and I took my position right on that same level. Stop is always going to be below the low to give us some breathing room. And you can see this little line here. That was my take profit zone. So we actually reached it. Beautiful. We actually reached our take profit. Why was this my take profit? Well, I think I was looking in the 5 minute here. I was in a lower time zone. It's a small little imbalance. So, um, specifically why I targeted this because one, there was so much built up liquidity, right? And you can see it actually just it swept that exact imbalance and it dumped from there. So Why did I take it from there? Okay. So why did I take it there? Well, you can see here we have all of this. This is all just money sitting there that market is going to come back for eventually. And market open on indices, it actually did push up to take all this liquidity out. And that imbalance target that I had here, it was the target. It was the ultimate target. And you can see we reversed very quickly. And ever since then, we've been in a lower zone. There's no setup for US 30 at the moment. There's nothing. I mean, you can't even trade this right here. We can possibly get, a push up here and then a rejection. But for me, it's just not enough personally. So we are actually going to stay patient with US 30 and wait for a setup. Because as of now, there is no setup. So this was a perfect 1 to 4 almost. Pretty nice trade. Okay. I want to go into Forex. So the buys that I had on GU actually played out the nicest. They actually held, and these would have been in profit forever. So, Jesus. Yeah, the buy zones I had here. I was looking at inside price action in the lower time zones to catch these entries, and from there, it just kind of rocketed up from there. Okay. So there's nothing with GU. The only thing I am looking at right now for GU, it's going to take a while to come back down to. So right now we're looking at a sell to carry this down. We have a lot of built up liquidity that we can come back down for. But right now, this is a sell zone. So as you can see, we have a nice range of consolidation, even swept out a bunch of resistance. Only thing I worry about with this is the equal highs. But I feel like we will get rejections here and it'll hold. So let's have patience here. Let's have a lot of patience here. All right. I'm trying to get OBS set up. I'm trying to get other things set up to stream better. But I don't have a lot of stuff at the moment. Like I don't have a lot of things for a setup. So it's okay. Vegan Sky. What's up, fam? All right. Give me a pair. Give me a pair, fam. Give me a pair. Right now, throw a pair in chat. We'll go. I'm gonna go over it. Bavik. Wait for you. Give me a pair. Let's go over you, Chef. You, Chef, is looking really nice for sales. Why I wouldn't sell here? I mean, it's obviously playing off of this resistance here nicely, very nicely. But why I want to see it come higher is because in a lower time frame, we have this. So I'm looking at it as that's the real zone there, So we actually can see rejections off of this level here. That's what I'm waiting for. Take it a little bit higher only because we do have previous sweeps here, far left. We do have previous sweeps here. So we can actually anticipate it going a little bit higher. That's when patience will pay off. So having patience will definitely play a major factor in this setup to even see if it's giving confirmations for sells to take the sells. Nothing yet. No pairs, fam. No pairs. Odd CAD. I don't see anything on Odd CAD other than this here. But I wouldn't take this only because we do have this right here. So I'll draw it out. Boom. So what I tend to notice, as especially back testing, when you have a setup like this, market tends to come lower and react off of a lower zone rather than the actual institutional order itself. So I will stay away from odd-cat for now. Silver is actually setting up for a monthly buy. It's kind of crazy. We can even see it in the weekly. You know, it might take less time than we think to get down here because we're close and we're building up so much money. I mean, there's so much money being built in this one range. It's due for a pop, you know? Like the more money that gets built up, keep in mind this is months, weeks on end, months on end of consolidation, of liquidity being built up. So when you have something like this, you got to be careful because, and honestly, just have patience with this one. Just wait because this is such a valid buy zone. Like the amount of support that it wiped, and it's such a beautiful setup, you know. Like we have a clean push to the downside and just kind of rallied up. So we can definitely anticipate when we get back down here that somewhere here we are going to buy up and take all of this out. Kind of have a target towards this area here because take all the liquidity out. Okay, that was silver. Let's take a look at gold monthly or weekly. Let's see if there's any setup similar. Yeah, no. Silver is uh, definitely more plausible to happen because we do not have a correlation between gold and silver. So with that, we can analyze that when silver actually gets down to that zone, that it's safe to buy there because there's no lagging pair. You know what I'm saying? So if gold had the same exact setup, so I draw it out. Let's say we have our setup, right? If silver is right here, but gold is right here, I'm going to take silver instead of gold because at the end of the day, gold by silver continuing pushing down, gold can potentially keep pushing down. And by silver hitting this zone and then buying up, gold is still pushing down, put yourself in drawdown, but silver hit entry and then flew from there. So definitely no correlation, no correlating pairs with gold and silver. We're safe. Simple. It's perfect. Let me see. That's a clean buy. Hey, give me a pair. You never gave me a pair. You never gave me a pair. Put a pair in chat right now. A pair in chat right now. You let me know. You let me know if it's valid or not. I'm gonna go over it. It's probably not even gonna be valid. For real. It's probably gonna be trash. Like my markup on it is probably gonna be trash. You're probably gonna be like, that's not valid, fam. Well, we'll see. If you send me a pair, then maybe then you can validate my setup. Send me a pair. Send me a pair, man. Coinbase is dropping 100,000 USDC if anybody opts in. I might have to just hop in that, to be honest with you. Win 100K. GBP odd. Let's go over GBP odd. Shall we? Shall we go over GBP odd? Ooh, look at that, fam. Look at this right here. Sheesh. Look at this range in the weekly as well. That's crazy. Sheesh. That's crazy. All right. So we're bullish. We broke and closed above. I'm gonna drag it on the close. Okay. We broke and closed above. This is the pullback, right? We're getting that pullback and on our way to make another high. So we can see another high being made here. I feel like we're gonna see another high reaching all-time, not all-time, but this high right here. So let's go into the 4-hour. Okay. Let me see if I can see what you're looking at. So the sell played out for about, sheesh, I entered here. Sell played out for about 123 pips. And then it reversed. So it played off of this range here inside. Price action for sure. If we drop into the hourly, let me see what I can see, what you're looking at for sure. What are you looking at? What zone are you looking at? You're looking at 1 day. Oh, that's clean. Yeah, that's clean. Whoo. Sheesh. Look at that. Look at that right there. You got that nice sweep right there. Yeah, that's nice. I like this. Let me see. Let me go back down to this one. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go. Let's revert a little bit, shall we? Look at that. Sheesh. All right. So if we play it from here, it consolidated for a very long time in this range. Like, it's not leaving this range. I'm curious as to what happened. It's not moving. It's sideways. Well, to be fair, it is December, November, December, sideways months, for a lot of pairs. No, I don't know why I had that marked. Yeah. So we're kind of coming back to revisit this zone. And the thing is, what I can see potentially happening here in this specific zone is a reaction off of this. I've seen it a million times during backtesting. Things like this tend to get reactions, okay? So, um things like this tend to get reactions. Um so potentially we can get that reaction from here as well. And a little bit higher, which not only is it on the 50 as well, um it lines up with previous support. But this is such a large zone, right? This zone is so large. This is a 4 hour, the day. We're looking at this trade in the daily. Okay. So with that, this zone is massive. So how would I take this? I would be very patient, because remember, just this range alone, this is about an 84 pip. If we're looking at it like above the high, this is like an 80 pip stop loss. Right? You don't want to be in drawdown for a long time in an 80 pip stop loss, right? If we're taking this off previous resistance, we can come lower. But the problem with wanting to come lower for a better entry is, not only is your stop loss, like if we take it off of this level here, or if we even take it off of 50%. So if we take it from wick to candle close, right? And 50% of this is here, right? We're on the 50% now. Okay, we're on it. This stop loss is 106 pips. That's 106 pips stop loss. You don't want to go into drawdown on a stop like that. Okay, you don't. So this is when patience is going to pay the most. We're right there. And remember, the daily candles, we act like the daily candles will not move. Okay. This massive push up is a daily candle, but it's driven up by, this is a 149 pip candle. Just that one alone. So you got to figure, these candles, these daily candles, are only driven by fractalness in the lower time frames, because we can see that 8 hours, eight 8 hours drove this daily candle up. See, so those were two 4 hour candles. Now what drove these 4 hour candles up? Well, we can look in the 1 hour, and we can go back down to that zone, and we can see that the 1 hour candles were moving. So to say that, you know, to say that the daily is going to take forever to actually hit zones, that's not true. That's just not true. Because remember, it's all fractal. What's happening on the bigger picture, you got to look deeper and see what's happening on the inside to the lower pictures. So we can get a massive push up to our zone in, a couple of hours that moves the daily. So the daily candle's moving hella heavy, while the 1 hour and the 4 hour are moving because they're driving price. So patience will pay, and this zone will get tapped soon. Definitely will get tapped soon. We just gotta wait and see on that. But yeah, it's on the 50. So this is a 100 pip stop if we're taking it on the 50%. So I would personally want to be patient and take it off of previous resistance. Now, if we dive deeper into this range here, even if we go into like the 30-minute, right? We can go into the 30. We can find, look at that. Bet. I got you. So going into this range here, this whole range, and diving deeper into the 30, what do we notice, right? What do we notice? We notice, boom, sweep, and a dump. We haven't revisited this range in a very long time. This is why I say in the daily, this range here will have a reaction of some sort. It's because it's the setup. The reason why that specific candle gets a reaction is because when you dive into the deeper time frames, this is what it looks like. This is the exact zone I had marked out and that I said it could potentially get a reaction because it's the setup, it's the strategy, right? See, when we look at this massive push up and then the push down, it's very choppy on the way down. So there's a lot of balanced out price action here. You can see that there's really little to no imbalance. There's no imbalance here. It's all balanced out candles. It was really choppy on the way down. Really choppy. But with this specific area here, we have that sweep that also filled imbalance and we have a dump. That's what we look for. We look for a sweep and a dump. So because this is very choppy on the way down, very choppy, we look for an area like this of point of interest for a reason. So now when we go back to that same exact zone I had marked out, that's what it looks like. And so this is all in balance, but in the lower time frames, it's balanced out price action. But here it's really imbalanced. So market's going to come and balance itself out eventually, right? This is why I say patience will pay. Only time will tell. So my boy said, let's go into the monthly. So we got get rid of that. So we got like here, we got a nice sweep into that starting point. Oh, shit. Okay. We got a nice sweep of a lot of resistance. Okay. Now we did trade down here for a while and we're working our way back up slowly, right? So we can take it off of this wick here. Because not only does this wick line up with the 50, we can see that. Yeah, look at that. Boom. That's a sweep of all this resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. And look at that 50%. Look at that. So the 50 is very plausible to happen here. That's the 50% right there. And then stop above. But see, I would take it to this. I would take it to this right here. That's where I would take it. That's a 600. That's a 662 pip stop loss. Bro, I swear, bro. These massive monthly zones, They're so risky. Oh my goodness. Like there it's crazy because there's traders out there that trade only the monthly. And like they're probably in some heavy ass drawdown on a lot of chains. Check monthly buy setup. On Geod, there's a monthly buy setup. You talking about this one? Because I already had that marked out. Are you talking about this one right here? This monthly buy? I don't think so. Monthly buy setup? I don't see no monthly buy setup, fam. Other than like a zone like this, there's really no buy. I mean, unless you're looking at this right here, but for a buy up, but I don't see that in the monthly. Up more. Up more. Perfect right there. Let me go into 4 hour. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Let me see in the weekly. I like how it looks in the weekly better than the monthly. Yeah, this is clean. This right here, this take it to there, and then we have previous resistance. I mean support swept, right? So yeah, this is nice right here. I like this setup personally. I want to see it trade make a new high first. It's gonna make a new high, but I want to see it make a new high and then play around a little bit in this range and then come back down first. This is very nice though. I like this for sure. I like this for sure. I like this. Yeah, that's clean. So take it like here on the 50 and then look at a lot of the times with the strategy, right? The 50% lines up with support or resistance, which is more confirmation for whoever's taking that. Right. So that's looking nice right there. Yeah, I like that a lot. Let's go over. Let's see what GJ. Let's see what GBP JPY did because I know there was a sell. I know there was a sell here. So if we notice, we had this right here. This is where I go back to that G odd sell zone that I had marked up. In the hourly, this don't look like anything. This looks like nothing, right? But you can see we actually got a reaction there and a sell off here. So if we go into like the lower time frames, where's the sell off at? Okay. We can see that this is all balanced out price action. But we came up and swept, just dumped. No pullbacks, no nothing. This is 30-minute as well. Like in the lower time frames, these are little pullbacks, but it melted away. So boom, look at that. I mean, come on. Come on. Come on. We've been taking this sell down for a minute, and I would have taken it to here. This would have been my exit right here. I target mainly order blocks and imbalances, because inside of those order blocks is a whole new setup. So I would take it down to here. Um, so short at the 50, stop above this high. If you wanted to play safe, you could have been stop at this high. It's only a 15, 16 pip stop loss, and then you're still catching a nice 1 to 414. So, that played out beautifully. I mean, I think that played out so nicely. This is what we were looking at for sells. Yeah, I didn't actually get to get in on this because I already had traded for the day. It broke bullish. I would see price. Now drop time frames. Over two. This needs pushes way down. Yeah, honestly. So in GBP if you notice, if you notice here, right? So we have that sweep and then a pump up right away. I don't. There's so much balanced price action down here. There's really no motive for it to go lower. I mean, there's always motive for everything, but if we can get a break and a close above this high, make a new high, and trade, this is what I would want to see for this setup to validate itself. What would invalidate this setup for me is if we had a push up, a rejection from this, because a lot of these get rejections, consolidate, failing to make new highs, and then we come down to zone. I'm not even gonna press buy because one, we didn't break and close above. Bearish intention is coming through. Bearish bias is coming through. So then I can see this going lower, and then reacting off of a lower zone, potentially this order block here, and then continuing up for a pullback and then breakdown. What would validate this setup for me is if we can get a close above, right? A break and close, trade in the highs, just trade in the highs. Then we start working our way down, okay? Because what this is doing is it's indicating that, yes, we are in fact bullish. We made a new high. We need a pullback, okay? So when market makes a new high, it's going to have a pullback, and it wants to pull back to a specific area. So what does it want to pull back to? Well, we have this. And this can also just be looked at as one big order block. I mean, we have the candle before the rally up. So technically, it's an order block we're pulling back to get a reaction off of. That is why order blocks are driving factors in the market, such as imbalances as well. And all of that is known as liquidity. It's all liquidity, man. All of it. So, Eddie, yeah, that's a good. I like that setup, fam. I like that setup for sure. Yeah, for sure. All right, yeah, I think I'm done here. I think we went over a good amount of pairs. There's really nothing going on right now. There's really nothing going on right now, so just wait for market open. Let's get it. Ooh.